Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I would like to present our group assignment for the subject Change Management BTMP2 1293. The company that we interview is Filterman Supply Sedian Berhad, and we are from group 15. We have 5 group members. Number 1 is Nurul Syazmira. Number 2 is Siti, Fadihlin, Sofiya. Number 3 is Nur Ain Hikmah. Number 4 is Nurhanies. And the last one, number 5 is Nurhanies.
First, the company background of the crisis.
As well as serious implication for people health, COVID-19 is significantly impact the business and economy. At the Filterman Supply, we are working closely business to help them mobilize, stabilize and return to work. COVID-19 will naturally be the worst and the most critical event that shape the company, economy, industry in the coming year. Many factors will coincide with the irreversible change in the food service industry. And in the midst of the second worst quarter in the country history, recording unemployment and bankruptcy, company had to adjust their crisis communication program. The crisis is not isolated to operator or guest or employee, but also supplier and investor, as well as all stakeholders are also affected. In this slide, I want to share about a Filterman Supply company background. Filterman Supply is a private owned and they operate since 2001. And they also have 110 employees. And they are also generate 43.8 million annual sale with a gross profit margin of 13.6 million in 2018. They are passionate about doing our best to make the general population realize the importance of drinking clean water in their daily life. Our mission is to be relatable and collaborative, high value-added manufacturing business in bringing the best technology in water filter system and supply our drinking water with the new full knowledge. Company overview. Water is important for life. At least 20 to 50 liters of warm or fresh water a day is required per person on the earth to drink, cook or just keep themselves alive. Since Filterman Supply found in 2001, we have been serving customers with all their water filter needs. We have not only taken the at least development in the water filter system to the industrial sector through the domestic system to deliver pure and balanced water, but also to make the general public aware of the dangers of water contamination and benefit of the use of clean water.
But understand the need for innovation and change management within an organization. Importance of innovation and change management within an organization. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, transformation and innovation are playing an extremely critical role in every company. New technology like faster software and hardware and better logistic process are increasing productivity and transforming the way we do business across the global. There are 5 main considerations in looking at what is needed to make a good transition. The first element is idea, second is need, third is adoption, fourth is implementation, and lastly is resource. The concept of innovation is a new or improved product or process that is significantly different from the previous product or process of the unit and that has been made available to a potential user. Organizational innovation refers to the introduction of a new organizational approach that can somehow shift the strategic process of a firm as well as the way it organizes the workplace and its interaction with external stakeholders. Example of organizational innovation, Filterman Supply started to use the power of digital and allowing employees to skip the office depending on their roles. Due to the pandemic of COVID-19, employees of Filterman Supply need to work from home to reduce the risk. Process innovation is to implement a new or enhanced approach to development or distribution, including improvement in working procedure, technique use, and equipment or application. Example of process innovation. Filterman Supply need to increase the number of products produced due to the high demand from the customer because the customer want a clean water. Product innovation is the development of a new or upgraded product or service. Example of product innovation. Filterman Supply has been changing the technology of its famous filter to a filter that has a high technology filter from Korea. Marketing innovation involves developing a new marketing plan that can bring in improvement to the company. Example of marketing innovation. Before the pandemic COVID-19 hit our country, Filterman Supply used a walk-in method to entertain their customer. But now the situation had changed. They use social media and website to give information about their product. Other than that, the royal customer also get a discount.
The next is be able to propose innovative solutions to improve organizational performance.
I present about an opportunity for innovation and improvement in own organization is assessed. First is use media social. Before pandemic of COVID-19, the company did not use social media as a part of marketing. After the COVID-19, company realized that social media is a good platform to promote and introduce the product to the public. Because of that, they took the initiative to completely use social media as a part of marketing. The company exposed the salesperson to run their product business on social media such as Facebook, Instagram, and so on. The organization assigned some workers to work from home, ensure that salesperson can generate income from this company, especially during this pandemic. This is because if the company can operate, the salesperson cannot collect money from the product sale. If the meeting involves many people, they will hold a meeting to the online meeting application. This is because the online meeting application, such as Zoom, Duo, Webex meeting, and so on, can gather many people at one time. The improvement identified is justified in the context of organizational objective. The company had to reduce the number of the employees by laying off their employees. With this layoff, it allows companies to focus more and appoint existing employees to be better. By reducing the workforce surplus, this can also achieve company objective throughout the COVID-19 pandemic. This is because through this method, the company can cover and pay employee salaries well despite the financial shortfall at the beginning of this pandemic. The company also took the initiative to pay half the salary at the beginning of COVID-19 to ensure the company grew despite the pandemic of COVID-19. This initiative is done to ensure that this objective can be implemented. This is done to keep the company running even from home. The half pay was made because the unsatisfactory economy due to the company operation could not be carried out at the beginning of the pandemic.
During this pandemic COVID-19, Filterman Supply Company cannot use meeting for a gathering, but they use online tools, which is the Zoom platform. This is because all workers is work from home. They use online tools, which is the Zoom platform, to find out the new development. And Filterman Supply Company will minimize to face-to-face meetings with other peoples, and because of the spreading epidemic, it becomes a habit for a long time. Options for generating the proposed improvement are evaluated to determine feasibility and viability. They have two, which is the feedback and managed talk. Firstly is feedback. Feedback is necessary to ensure that the information communicated by the first recipient is the same as that perceived by the first recipient. They also use customer feedback. This is because customer feedback is often important to enhance the service efficiency in terms of approval or customer disappointment with any aspect of the obtained service. However, they also have a limit for Filterman Supply Company employees to locate clients or to reach them. The meeting could not be held but had little effect on the company's sale conference. Lastly is managed stock. Managed stock efficiently and effectively can offer many advantages, including lack of inventories and the requirement of the customer can be avoided. The proper management of stock will not lead to surplus or stock depletion.
Managing change management. Managing change requires strong leadership and understanding on how organizational change is taking place. Leaders have a unique role not only in designing change initiative, but also in implementing and communicating them to subordinates. Managing change requires more than simple planning. A significant human element of resistance to change needs to be addressed in order to ensure success. Change management means a shift or transition from the current state to a desired future state for people, teams, and organizations. It is an organizational process designed to help stakeholders accept and embrace change in their business environment. In some project management context, change management refers to a project management process in which changes to the project are formally introduced and approved. Strategic, operational, and technical innovations from within or outside the organization may require organizational change. Key internal and external catalysts for change are crucial for effective management of change for business leaders. Here, there are two forces for organizational changes. First is outside forces. While an organization can be driven to reform by seemingly infinite external considerations, a number of common concerns need to be continuously monitored. Economic factors, competitive dynamics, modern technologies, globalization, and legal change includes A. Economics, B. Technology, C. Globalization, D. Competition, and E. Legislation. This is what we call an outside force. Next is inside forces. There are several internal forces to bear in mind, ranging from workforce changes to cultural reform to operational difficulties. Knowing where this transition is coming from is the first step toward timely and appropriate change management. First, management change. B. Organizational restructuring, and C. Entrepreneurship. Common areas of change include mission, strategy, operational changes including structure and hierarchies, technology, culture, employees and or management, workflows, particularly relevant in manufacturing, and branding. Next is managing stakeholder expectations. The stakeholder management process is an activity and the key element of the process of managing their desires and concerns in managing stakeholder expectations. When the expectations of the stakeholders are actively managed, the project will become more likely to succeed. Typically focused, the project manager should continuously negotiate and influence stakeholders' desire to achieve strict conformity of project objectives and expectations and process ensure that timely and relevant feedback is provided and that change effort is guided essential for the success of the project to ensure that the stakeholders are engaged on the schedule for basis in the project expectation of the current status of the project work. Identifying the high-level stakeholder perception increase the likelihood that the stakeholder will provide the necessary level of support and that the project can be implemented as expected. Key element. Third, recording stockholders' activity. Ultimately, the project manager is responsible for taking and logging all of the tasks performed by the stakeholders. The project manager should then formally control all communications with and between stakeholders and document the outcomes obtained by the project in order to ensure the approval of stakeholders and compliance with the project communication plans. And lastly, solving problems and resolving conflicts. In collaboration with the conflict manager, the project manager should discuss the concerns of stakeholders and evaluate risks and challenges in order to avoid problems and disputes.
That's all for our group. Thank you.